Hi Ronan, how are you? What was it like to get back playing last weekend?
It was brilliant. Obviously, it was a short turnaround after the Saracens game, but it was brilliant to just get back out there and get the season rolling. And what was very pleasing was the manner in which we really got the results, and great to start the season off in a win. Yeah.
Um, Hopefully, it looks like it'll be just level three for sport here for the next while. Yet to be confirmed, obviously. So that with the Six Nations squad due to be named this week, Ronan, how much would you like to be part of that now for the rescheduled Six Nations later this month?
Yeah, I'd obviously love to be involved. Obviously, it's always something that we're aiming for in this squad in particular to try and get as many national players as possible. But yeah, so hopefully I'm in that squad, and hopefully, obviously, don't know what's going to happen with this level 5 restrictions and stuff, but for the time being anyway, hopefully it goes ahead as planned.
Just a final one for me. Obviously, you didn't get to start that Saracens game. How disappointing was that, and what were the things they told you to maybe work on as to why you didn't start that game?
Yeah, to be fair, it was disappointing, but like we always knew there was going to be a full squad effort, and I knew that it was just a different task for me that weekend. That I had to have big performance off the bench, and obviously it was very disappointing the way the game unfolded in the end. But yeah, I suppose the work-ons was just there was a few issues with the line out in the previous weeks, which we were ironing out over the last couple of weeks, and I feel that the confidence amongst the forwards is really high now. It's got back to a very good place. Yeah.
Ronan, Jerry Corey here, Dublin City FM. How much are you looking forward to getting on a flight to Italy to play Benetton on Saturday?
Very looking forward to it now. To be fair, I haven't played away from home now at all since the restart, so it'll definitely be an interesting one. But yeah, really looking forward to getting over there. Treviso, quality side, so it should be a great game. Yeah.
Last one for me. It was evident on Friday that everybody was really up for that game against the Dragons, and the level of interaction with the players was very evident on the field. Was that obvious when you were playing?
Yeah, there was a lot of energy coming from the lads. Just everyone was very excited to be back home in the RDS. Obviously, it was a lot different without the fans there, but everyone was still very excited to be back home. Yeah.
Thanks.
Ronan, Don Swift here. If we're going to say you're back on course after Dragons, but if we go back to the quarter final, it reminds me a little bit of a marathon. Walls at mile 17, you hit the wall, or in this case, maybe mile 25. And the wall really, this time was in the front row, which is your department. The All Blacks' answer to meeting a wall was that, particularly against South Africa, was to produce front rowers like mobile front rowers like Dane Cole, the hooker, who now spends a lot more time on the wing than anywhere else. Do you think that that's the answer? Is to produce more mobile front rowers, or what do you think the answer is to when you hit a wall like that or a front row?
Well, to be honest, I think in terms of the Saracens game, obviously there's a few issues with the scrum time, but we've done a review of the game, and we've taken a few different learnings from it, which we tried to implement in the Dragons game last week. And I think it's just an area of the game that's constantly progressing, as in people are constantly coming up with new ideas for the scrum, and it's just about adapting with it. And I think for the large part of it, we're always good at adapting, and this was just another learning for us. And yeah, it's just about moving on from it.
But do you think at a certain level you won't just meet it with Saracens, you can meet it again with Toulouse or whoever?
Maybe, but then I just think that as a front row, that's when technique really comes into it. As in, they obviously had some big, heavy front rowers in their pack, and obviously they had heavy back rower and Billy. So I just think it all comes down to your technique then, and just really nailing your detail and your preparation for the match on the weekend.
And would you admire Dane Cole as a player?
Yeah, Dane Cole is obviously a super player. One of the best hookers in the world at the moment, and obviously he brings a different sort of kind of play to the position as opposed to the traditional hooker, I'd say. But he is a brilliant player. Yeah.
Thanks.
Hi Rónan, Jason Hennessy here. Just looking from a personal perspective this year, the hooker jersey is very much up for grabs with Ireland at the moment. I know you're still only 22, but are you hoping to push on this year and really make that number 2 jersey your own?
Yeah, that would always be a goal of mine. But to be honest, first things first, and kind of focusing on my job here, trying to put in a good performance each week for the team. And there's obviously loads of competition for places here with JT, Shawnee and Dan as well. So and then there's John McKee coming up as well from the academy. So first things first, I think is do my job here, and then everything else might take care of itself. But my first priority, my first focus is definitely Leinster at the moment. Yeah.
Thanks, Ron.
We've time for one more. Yeah, Mick. Yeah.
How are you, Ronan? I know you're talking about analysing the Saracens game, but in the aftermath of that game, there was a lot of former Leinster and Ireland internationals talking about maybe the direction of Irish rugby. When you consider time Saracens and England have beaten Irish teams, does that feed into the discussion at Leinster as well, or is it just solely on what happened during the match? Of kind of the whole direction that the Irish teams are going in, or Irish rugby is going in?
No, to be honest, we're just very focused on what we can improve on ourselves, what we could have done differently in that game to get a different result, and we're really just looking forward then into the next season. We parked it, and it's all focused on this season now. Yeah.
What do you make of that topic in itself, that maybe Ireland rugby has to find another way around meeting teams like that?
I think it just comes back to the adaptation that we're seeing in rugby across the whole. As in, we're obviously seeing the new breakdown rules kind of favouring defensive teams having sniffs. So there's constantly going to be adaptation in the game, and it's just about seeing if we can adapt quicker and better than other teams, which I think we definitely can.